in a stranger's bed with pins and needles in my head and the clock ticking off the wall. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Josh, Alex, we're here talking, and we're here talking because you're about to go on tour together.
Yes.
How excited are you?
Very. Really stoked. You know, it's kind of an awesome opportunity to do an arena tour like this. It's big for our band because it's the next step, I guess, in our touring over here in the UK, and to do it with these guys is just going to be amazing. Like, I know for the fan bases, I think it's going to be really cool to see two bands kind of ready to make that jump, not do it and compete, but bring it together and make it awesome.
Agreed. Basically what I would say, yeah.
So how did this come about? I mean, it must have been someone's idea first. Was it a management thing? Was it one of the bands? I mean, who came up with that?
I think, to be honest, I'm not going to take full credit for it.
It's all him. But, genius behind this one.
No, but we noticed, I think all the bands who were part of the Spring Fever tour that we did in America really noticed that, for people that are attending the shows, like to have 3 or 4 of their favourite bands playing the same show and not having to go on 3 separate occasions or part with too much money that they may not be able to afford or whatever. It's a real value for money thing. And I'd noticed that Paramore and Fall Out Boy did a tour in the States, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool to try and do like arenas with a band like All Time Low? And we originally, the idea was to get the whole Spring Fever tour package together.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
And it just didn't logistically work out, and then we were like, well, we should definitely still do this together. And it was easy really because both bands wanted to do it, and then we just kind of we tried to take this thing out of it by making it as we just split everything down the middle from whatever you can think of as just 50-50. So it's just made all those sort of conversations way easier. Mm-hmm. And we just both bands are really kind of wanting to put on a tour that was for our fans really, because there's a massive crossover between the 2 fan bases. And I mean, I remember when we announced it at Reading, it was like every single person that I spoke to was just asking about that tour. So it was a massive talking point in Reading, and ever since then, really, it's been something that everyone's talking to us about. So I think it's an eagerly anticipated tour, and I think it's going to be crazy. So looking forward to it.
I mean, were you hesitant about it? I mean, you're doing Wembley on your own. You probably could have taken it on. Were you just think this is a great opportunity, or were there any doubts?
No, there really weren't any doubts. Like I said, it really felt like it made so much sense, kind of bringing 2 bands that were ready to take that next step and tackling it together. And like he said, there was no ego going into it. There was no kind of competitive edge. There was no like, well, we have to do this better. It just doesn't matter. It's just going to be. I look at it from, I think, the same way that he looks at it. I look at it from a fan's perspective. It's like, what would fans want? And that's a tour that I think our fan bases absolutely would want, and I think that's why the reaction's been so big. So no, really no hesitation, no worries about it at all. It's going to be awesome.
And obviously one of you has to play last. Are you going to switch it up each night, or is it going to be this, or is one of you going to go first every time and go last every time?
We're closing the show,
but
that's only because we had a race.
Okay.
A running race.
It's faster than me.
No, it's just faster.
Yeah. So we did a small Olympic competition. We were just.
They won the lifting with Zach.
Yeah,
he's
Zach.
The strongest.
The shot, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Shot put. No, it was just, it kind of like, they're from here. This is their territory. So we were like, no need to compete or like fight for who closes where. It's hard sometimes to navigate when you have 2 bands that are of similar sizes. Mm-hmm. That's why this rarely happens, because ego gets involved, and then it's like, well, we need this and we need this, and
then the tours don't happen.
Yeah, and then it doesn't happen. So it's just like all of those things that could have potentially become arguing points. It's like, let's just not do any of that. Let's just make this happen and make it easy, and it's going to be fun regardless. It's like, I'm happy.
If anything, you get to start drinking earlier.
That's what I was going to say,
they
too.
They get the
I'm stoked to just be done early and like have a beer and watch them play every night. It's going to be awesome.
So, if you meet 6, obviously your album came out this time last year. Is this really the end of that campaign? Is this the big finish?
I mean, it's
probably the end of your guys' career.
I mean, honestly, this is sort of as good as it gets for us. It's the pinnacle. I mean, after this we've got Isle of Wight, which is going to be a big thing for us. But other than that, there's 1 or 2 other things going on the cycle. But yeah, we are sort of wrapping it up. and yeah, we just sort of, there's not really anything else we can do on this cycle in England, you know, to be part of an arena tour and to have done Reading and now do Isle of Wight. Like, there's not really too much else we can do. So we might go to America in the summer and maybe do some stuff over there, but I think we'll just take a few months out and then start writing the next record. So.
And as for you guys, your album's out in April, so the tour will take place before that.
Yeah.
How will you manage that with new material? Are you going to be debuting much, or are you going to keep it a couple of songs?
It's always tough. I was thinking about this earlier today. We just released the first single, so we'll definitely be playing that. But I always struggle with kind of whether to debut material at shows or whether to save it until the songs have kind of come out in some form. I kind of feel like our band really benefits from the back and forth energy between the crowd, and I feel like when you're playing a song that no one's ever heard before, you kind of get a lull in the set where people, rather than just enjoying themselves, are kind of like, oh yeah, like really analyzing the song. So I don't know if we'll play too much unheard new stuff, but leading up to the record, we want to get at least a couple more songs out gradually. So, you know, if there's one more that leaks out before that tour, I'm sure we'll throw that in the set too, because obviously we're eager to play new stuff, ready to do it.
Don't you